Well, good evening and welcome to a Sunday Night Live here on the land of saints and
Sinners!
with me, Richie, the saint, and you.
Rogue, apparently the demon child.
Well, let's talk about that, shall we? Because we got a brand new intro that you would have just seen, fresh off the press. First people to see it tonight are those who are watching here on our YouTube channel and across our X account tonight on Adam Taylors and at the land of saints and sinners.
Please do it once more.
Yeah,
Can we just show that intro
let's just show that once more.
You ready to see the intro once more?
Yeah, let's have a look at this then. Let's have a look because
we've had somebody do it for us.
Yeah, check this out. Mamma mia!
Well, that is the sinner of all sinners.
Yeah, but you got wings at the end, so you're angelic.
My wings will set me free.
So the idea of this is that, so I'm the saint, which is rare, because normally I've been the sinner most of my life.
You absolutely
But we're really excited to have you join us tonight because we did a live last night. It went really well, didn't it? It went really well last night. We had a great live last night, some great interaction. We had Paul Burgess on. Paul was great when he would talk about the next
absolutely fantastic, yeah.
And tonight, what are we doing tonight then, Rob? What's the plan tonight?
We have got a list of things that we need to do. But the first thing we're going to talk about is Remembrance Sunday, because today is the day.
It is indeed. And we attended a procession. We attended a service today in Newtown in Mid Waleshire. And it was great to see hundreds of people showing their respect for those who gave their lives so bravely and heroically in 2 world wars. And of course, current wars as well and conflicts around the world. And you know, it's one of those times of the year I always get a sense of gratitude. I know we should have it all year round, but it does remind us of the freedoms that we have today that are under threat and attack. But the democracy that we have was because of people who gave their lives for us, isn't it?
Do you know what though? When I was there, I just felt really humbled. There was this real kind of deep sense of like humbling, and I just felt really quiet, and that is very unusual for me. But literally meeting everybody, seeing everybody in the procession who were there to remember, you know, our unsung heroes and our fallen heroes. You know, we needed to hold them in high regard and be there to recognise what that day meant.
Absolutely. And we met some wonderful people, some veterans we managed to speak to as well. And their stories were quite similar, because we met a guy yesterday and he'd served as well. He was wearing some poppies and things, and we talked to him. And he said to us, he was ashamed how the country had turned out. And his words were to you, what did I sacrifice it all for? When you consider what's going on in the country right now and the anger, it's palpable.
There is a lot of anger. There's a lot of upset. But, you know, what we have got is if we speak about this, if we talk about this, then we're apparently utilising it for our gain. And that is obviously politicising it. But that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to recognise what is genuinely happening. You know, we have so many people saying to us, what did we do this for? Why did we fight? You know, look what is happening today. And I'm asking the question about Keir Starmer and how he is and how they feel he is.
Did you mention Keir Starmer, though, swearing there?
I did. I actually managed, because it's a respectful day. It's a respectful day. So I will respect. But the point is, not one person likes Keir Starmer. And the veterans are all saying how much they hate him. And actually, he needs to be overthrown. Get him off. Get him removed.
Yeah. Talking about that, we'd love to hear your comments. So please, if you follow us here on X, because we're launching this out on our X accounts on YouTube. We're going to be having Facebook very soon. I know.
I'll probably get banned.
No, I'm shitting myself, to be honest with
you. You're swearing.
Did I say shitting myself?
Yeah, I normally swear, always swear, in fact, and I sort of get a few fingers wagging at me telling me not to swear, but I love swearing. And I know it's a little bit uncouth.
Do you feel good after a good swear?
Yeah, I do. I know it's deemed as uncouth, and it is uncouth. But sometimes it is necessary.
I wish I'd got some of your videos of TikTok and I would play in the roll up for tonight's show, because you've got some lovely stuff on there. I don't want to get us banned though. Would it get us banned off YouTube if some of the stuff?
Probably.
I mean, let's be honest though. You swear because you get angry, because for the right reasons. It's what's it called? Righteous anger, isn't it? That's
passion.
What it is.
It is passion, because there is an infuriation. There is just so much drama and trauma and so much insult to injuries.
What's your favourite swear word?
Don't be asking. What is my favourite? No.
Can we beep it out? Can we beep it out?
No, we can't beep it out because once I get started, it's like Tourette's. It just falls out.
I know.
So no.
Well, so today we were at the cenotaph and we showed our respect and paid our respects to our heroes and those who still are alive today. And we met many, and it was great to see people of all ages there, wasn't it? There were young children there, represented from the cadets. You had the Army cadets. I think it was the Navy cadets. There was so many different groups there. And it was fantastic to see them all. And I think it just goes to show that the way we show respect in this country is still alive, and we must keep that alive, because in a world of cancel culture, where they want to stop these remembrance services because they're afraid of upsetting minorities within society, to hell with upsetting people. These are our heroes. Our country was built on the blood of men and women that spilled it in 2 world wars to give us the freedom and the liberty that we had today. So, I mean, otherwise we would be controlled by Nazi Germany. I mean, Hitler would have won the war, So thank God for those men and women that sacrificed so much.
Absolutely. Swearing is great, and sometimes the C-bomb is the best.
Yeah.
He gets it. He gets it. Absolutely.
So Martin here is saying Richie and the Stone Island Saint. Well, yes, it was a good mixture, that, wasn't it?
Yes.
For those who just joined as well, because we got some viewers here, and we just want to show you our brand new intro. We'd love to know your thoughts. Right, so I want to show you this. I've got a couple here to run by you. So check this out. Let me know what you think of this. Here we go. Well, fancy that. We have
Thank you to the person who doesn't want to be named.
No, we
for
appreciate
making it for us.
Yeah.
It's great fun.
Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about that? But we got a lot to get through tonight. We talked about the start of the show, Remembrance Sunday, and we met a guy, Patrick, and he shared his personal kind of story, why he was there today, Rogue, and he told us what he felt and everything. It was quite. We haven't got his wife on tonight, but we got him on, giving what he thought. And I just want to, if I can go back here a second and get rid of this comments. 1 second, just bear with me, because this technology stuff is all new to us.
Thank you, Stephen.
It says media assets here. Yeah, not looking for that one. Right, okay. Watch this now, and we're going to discuss it. This is Pat, who we met today.
My name is Patrick Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
And I'm here to pay a tribute to my old comrades that was in the military with us. Some of them are long gone now, I'm afraid. Age has taken us mostly, but war has also taken some of them. And the thing is, you never forget your comrades. And we did what we did because we believed that we lived in the most wonderful country in the world, where we had dignity, we had rights, we had freedom of speech, and I'm afraid that today we don't have those things anymore. And I believe that soldiers are always soldiers. If they were called tomorrow to do the same thing, they would do the same thing, because we want to make our country great again. We've lost that right. We've handed it over to, I'm afraid to say, some immigrants, not all, because some of them are good, want to work hard, but we can't afford as a small nation to take half the world in. And as soon as our government seems to understand that our own people should come first, charity begins at home, and everything else follows after that.
Patrick, thank you so much for your service. And one of the things that we're keen on doing at Advance UK is to fight for our veterans, to fight for the people who gave their lives heroically and our fallen as well, because we have to fight for the freedom of speech, for true democracy to be restored in the country, and we will do everything we can to make sure that happens.
Yes, I agree 100%. If you don't have democracy, if you don't have free speech, you'll destroy a nation.
Thank you so much. Right, what have you got here? Let's have a look.
Well, we're members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
So there we are, folks. That was Patrick we met today, and it was quite humbling to meet him, Rogue, wasn't it? Because his wife as well would served as well. It struck a both of us, didn't it? They're
very impassioned on the premise that obviously I think her dad died at the age of 16. No, it wasn't. It was a granddad. Somebody died really, really young, and it was just like I didn't even know you know, I mean, she was just mortified, and she just said that she was there to, you know, to recognise what he stood for and why he lost his life. I mean, he was really young.
Yeah.
Really, really young.
Well, they read out, didn't they, today on the cenotaph?
Could have been his granddad.
No, couldn't be his granddad.
We need to figure out what she said. I think it was, what was it?
We've had a busy day.
We have had a very busy day.
So but at the cenotaph, one of the striking things, you mentioned the young age, the amount of young men, mainly, because that was in the First, Second World War. The names were read out, and they died, some of them, their ages were called out, 18, 19, 20 was one of the eldest that sadly lost their lives, that served here, came from Mid Wales here. And it really struck me, we forget how young they were when they went to war, when they faced the Nazi Germany. I mean, we forget, don't we, often? We think they were like, you know, they were full-grown adults when they weren't. They were children. Some of them lied during conscription because they wanted to go and serve their country. Yeah. But what I find astounding, and well, not so astounding, is that a lot of these veterans that we spoke to and now turn around saying, what was it all for? What was the point? The way the country's turned out under Keir Starmer's leadership, they're questioning why did we fight for? You know, for Queen and country, or King and country as it was. What was the purpose? What was the point? And we've seen our armed forces being hollowed out and depleted under both Conservatives and Labour, because people are like, why do I want to serve my country when my country is not serving me? Which is why politicians are there. They feel let down road, don't they?
All the veterans, you know, that are suffering, you know, with PTSD, and this is something that I have said to you many a time. Nobody got off scot-free. So if you didn't die, you know, in war and in fighting for your country, you came away with PTSD, you came away with trauma, and it then followed down through the family line. So we are, my age now, is the second generation, you know, from war. And, you know, the issue is that there has been this trauma that has gone down through our bloodlines through the ages. And, you know, just seeing, you know, the shock of people, you know, today, even people crying. There were the elder gentlemen who were veterans. They started to cry during, you know, the wreaths being laid, because it still sits heavily on their heart, because you will never, ever get over seeing your friends die, or seeing war happen where, you know, you've had the explosions and you've had situations happen. It's just horrendous.
Yeah. And it's been interesting, actually, the journey we've been on, because we've been following the veterans at the 80th anniversary. We went a few months ago, didn't we, in the summer, and we talked to many of them here. And it was striking, really, and it was very poignant, because they've come to a place of recognition that they feel as if they've been forgotten by the political elite and the establishment. They feel as if they've been left behind. When we look at the homelessness that is amongst our veterans, it is shocking. The mental health statistics prove that, you know, they have been let down badly. And we got some comments coming in your road. Did you want to read them?
Yeah, my dad was a Polish paratrooper in World War II, and he helped Jews escape the ghetto and saw many atrocities at the hands of real fascists. And he would be turning in his grave.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. I mean, we if we're on the right side of politics, you get called a fascist, you get called a racist. I mean, you get called all kinds of things. I got called woke today. I mean, on X, I got called woke. Yeah, on X, me woke already.
You're awake
already,
but not woke.
That's absolutely right. So we're going to come to a few more comments here. We're going to come to comments. We're going to come to them in a few moments, because we've got a lot of stuff to get through tonight. But we wanted to bring that to you. But whilst we were filming today's Remembrance Service Sunday,
we did a live.
We did a live.
So I did a live on TikTok, and whilst I was doing the live, I was trying to have that minute silence. I was trying to hold space for what was happening around us, and I wanted people who couldn't get out of the house and who wanted to be able to be party and privy to a Remembrance Sunday. I thought I would do a live and do it for everybody, right? We had about 5 people who were tag teaming. Mm-hmm. And when I say tag teaming, they were absolutely despicable. It was disgusting, and I was absolutely furious, but I couldn't do anything because it was a live. Now, they were saying the most horrendous of things. Yeah. Can I say what they said?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. Free speech. Yeah, absolutely.
They talked about, go to hell, you old wankers. Mm-hmm. You lot should have died in the war. We had people saying that they should have been not there because, again, you know, they were not worthy of anything.
Well, they said pensioners go and die, didn't they? That's what they said.
They said pensioners need to go and die. They also said that why the hell are we celebrating? Because we should be celebrating Muslims and Sikhs, because they were the ones that carried the brunt of the war. They also said, which really distressed me more than anything, that they needed a piss, and they wanted to piss all over the memorial and all over the poppies, the wreaths, and the crosses. It was so disgusting that war broke out on my TikTok. It was horrendous. You have these people who are expressing such atrocities to something that is such a beautiful day, because it's a memorial. It's where we all stand there in
solidarity and remember those. In fact, what we're going to do is we're going to name and shame this guy. We thought, you know, often we shy away from doing this because we think, oh, no, you know, no, we're going to show you who this gentleman was today, who came on our TikTok and decided to spout some absolute shite and nonsense instead of showing his respect to the
I've never seen anything so disgusting.
This gentleman
This is who he is. This is the man that was tag teaming with 4 other people and was spouting off, like I said, atrocities, and they were disrespectful, and they were making it all about themselves. They were allegating that we were fascists, that we were far right, that we were despicable in the way that we were handling recording a Memorial Day. I just can't get my head around it.
No, and so we wanted to show this guy. He is on TikTok, and we have, you know, the thing is, we didn't report him. We let him because we believe in freedom of speech. But of course, with that comes a responsibility. You know, there's some things people are free to say what they want. People are allowed to offend us, absolutely. But at the same time, there has to be a level of respect.
Needs to be tracked down, because he is the most despicable of human beings in what he said about our veterans, about the Memorial Day, about the wreaths being late. It was, I've never known anything quite like it.
Disgraceful. But we don't want to take the shine away, because we had an amazing time at the Cenotaph in Newtown here. And it was amazing to see the hymns, the prayers, you know, how Christian it was, because we need that when we're seeing, you know, Muslims out on the streets praying. It's about time we saw the Christians out on the streets praying as well, Rogue, isn't it?
Absolutely. And you know what was really beautiful, because obviously we're here in Wales, they were saying, you know, the prayers in Welsh, and it was just really, really beautiful just to hear all of that. So you had the diversity there, you had the Welsh, you had the English interpretation, and it was just really, really touching. And, you know, you had a veteran speaking in Welsh, and then you had, you know, somebody interpreting. It was just a really beautiful and sad and humbling day.
We got to sing the Welsh national anthem, which I loved, and you were like, calm down, bitch, calm down, because I get excited.
We had the microphone on, and he was singing.
I was singing full
blast.
Mae'n hyn glad fy nad ein o'i lini, glad bairion, cantorion, enwogion o bri, a'i gwron. I'm going to stop there. Thank you. I appreciate that. So moving on then to our story, we're going to come to your comments.
Somebody's left.
Oh, that's fine. That's no problem.
Your singing's turning them off.
So we wanted to talk about a few things tonight, and we've been come on this live, and we wanted to talk about Tim Davie, the BBC Director General, has resigned. Let's get this news article up so we can show you. I believe we have it right here. There we go. There it is. This is the news this evening. Many of you would have seen this tonight, that the Director General, Tim Davie, and the new CEO, Deborah Turnus, resigns over Trump documentary. We discussed that last night, didn't we?
We did, yeah. I'm just going to have a look at the comments, because we have...
So as Rogue's looking at the comments, I just want to bring this story to you. Many of you will not have heard of Tim Davie. He is one of those guys that's despised by so many people. Most of us would advocate for defunding the BBC, because they, let's be honest, they are a biased organisation. And this has been revealed, obviously, with the documentary they did about Trump, trying to paint a certain narrative during his election campaign to be the next president, which he is now, which he got in against all the odds. Because mainstream media, we know, are biased. They're left-wing leading media outlets. That's what they are. Legacy media is dead. Mainstream media is dead. It's new media like ours and like others are out there, citizen journalism, and all that is what's making the big headlines. And more people are turning to it. I mean, you take Tommy Robinson Rally, there were like 40 million plus altogether across all the platforms, and those were there, over 1 million people. This guy has been in situ for quite a while, and now he's had to resign and apologise. In fact, we can read some of his comments, Rogue, can't we? Do you want to pull it up on the phone there so we can come to it in a few seconds? Now she's messing with the screen, and I can't see what we're doing. So I'll just take that. Oh, there we go. So in his comments then, some of the reasons he gave, we're interested to know your comments. So we're going to come to your comments and questions towards the end, if you can, because we got a load of stuff to get through. We'd love to know what you think about the BBC. What do you think about Tim Davie resigning today? Because, of course, the spin that they put on Trump and that documentary. Do you want to give us the rundown on the story, please? Rogue!
So we can now bring you some comments from Tim Davie following his resignation. So I wanted to let you know that I have decided to leave the BBC after 20 years. This is entirely my decision. Do we believe that?
No,
absolutely not a chance.
Bye, Tim.
So I'm leaving after 20 years. This is entirely my decision, and I remain very thankful to the chair and board for their unswerving and unanimous support throughout my entire tenure, including during recent
He's just
days.
been booted open.
It's just a word salad.
Of course it is, yeah.
It's just like fluffy stuff. You're basically in serious trouble, and you know that you are going down, my friend. Trump is coming after you.
Yeah.
So I have been reflecting on the very intense personal and professional demands of managing this role over many years in these febrile times, combined with the fact that I want to give a successor time to help shape the charter plans they will be delivering. You want to give opportunity to somebody else. Yes? Wow, how honourable when
nice,
you've actually messed up everything and actually created this drama and this storm. Jeez. In these increasingly polarised times, the BBC is of unique value and speaks to the very best of us. It makes out the UK a special place. Overwhelmingly kind. That wasn't really that kind, was it?
No,
doing what you did to Trump. Tolerant and curious. Now look, who actually pays for their licence?
Well, it's
I certainly don't.
I don't. I mean,
No.
we don't. I don't pay for the BBC.
I don't pay for it.
I don't watch the crap. Anyway, it's crap.
It's absolutely rubbish. It is
I'd rather watch
just
you,
propaganda.
I'd rather watch you like this. Look, watch. There we
Oh
go.
my gosh.
I'd rather watch this. Look. Can I just bring this up a minute?
No,
There we
you
go.
can't. It's
Oh,
obviously not supposed to happen.
I just try to. Whoa, there we go. I'd rather watch that, to be honest with you.
Thank you very
I could
much.
watch you all day. Watch you all day.
Cheers, thank you.
Right, let's go. Let's do some of the comments then. Here we go. Let's see. No sign of David Lammy at the cenotaph. Well, I wonder why. I mean, he oversaw the release. I was going to say the release of those guys from prison, but obviously he's foreign secretary. Is he foreign secretary?
He's just done so much damage, this man. He's, but again, I still come back to the thing. Have you ever seen him and Diana Rabbit in the same room?
Oh, you did send me the photo.
I did send the photo. It should have been on here because they actually look like each other.
So much work to do with pre-production.
So much work, yes, of course.
Pre-production, I couldn't do it all.
So
our producer's not here tonight because they're having a night off, so we're having to produce the show ourselves, and we saw it is what it is.
So 20 years of lurching to the left when leaving with no accountability for the likes of broadcasting Bob Villan.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's the guy who literally made a song up about Charlie Kirk's death and assassination and mocked it and tried to reverse his kind of comments around it. But we saw through it. We know what the mainstream media is like.
It's
we know
disgusting.
how biased they are. You know, Trump had it with CNN. He had it with Fox News. He had it with all the big outlets over there. He didn't ban all of them from the press room in the White House, but of course he allowed independent journalists like Joe Rogan and others in there, which really shocked the establishment. And I think the establishment are waking up to the reality. They're losing the viewing figures more and more and more. Mainstream media is on its way out, and we know why, Rogue, don't we?
Yeah, because we are the media
now. We are the media now.
Tommy Robinson said it. We are the media. Like what we have with MSM is absolute bullshit narrative. It is a directed course to fearmonger us all.
Yeah, good evening, Ray. Nice to have you on again tonight.
Hello, Ray.
Yeah, we enjoyed having you.
Times.
We had a great time with Ray last night.
Oh, Ray is brilliant.
With
Absolutely.
a guy called
phenomenal.
Simon. It was funny as we had an HGV driver on and we had Councillor Ray on as well. And it was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. We're going to get him on the show. We're going to get him right here on Saints and Sinners very, very soon. So make sure you tune in for that. Have you got Netflix, which is covered by the license because of live broadcast? I don't watch Netflix. My imagination is wild enough. I don't need to watch Netflix. To be honest with you. My mind's like a box set series. So
I don't watch Netflix either.
No, we don't. So what else has
But
been
you have to
happening?
pay for Netflix.
Yeah, but the BBC license, by law, you have to watch television, any kind of terrestrial television, I think it's called, isn't it? I tell my age here. Do you remember when we only had 4 channels?
Yeah, and do you remember when you go to Channel 5 and it'd be fizzy?
Yeah.
You had that
And do you remember
white noise.
Was it late at night? If you fell asleep on the telly, you wake up with that girl with straight hair and a circle, and I can't remember. Do you know the picture I'm on about, do you?
Yeah.
They go, beep.
Yeah, with the squares behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You give me nightmares that did. It's like a
Yeah.
horror film. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I think so.
Talking of horror films, what was your favourite horror film as a child growing up?
I wasn't allowed to watch horrors because I grew up in the church.
Oh, mine was Nightmare on Elm Street. Freddy Krueger.
No, don't
No?
think I think I'd be traumatized actually if I watched horrors as a child.
Very soon you're going to give me a reputation.
You've already got one, darling.
Yeah,
it precedes you.
Yes, apparently so. It really does. So Tim Davie is gone. He's resigned. He's going to be replaced by some other stooge, no doubt. Our veterans are sacred to this country. They should have been arrested for breaching the peace. Absolutely. And we saw scenes today at the Senate House in Whitehall where former Prime Ministers, Labour in particular, all gathered together. Did you see them? Gordon Brown, Tony Blair,
Oh my gosh, their faces.
Keir Starmer.
Wow.
I mean,
It's an
what a
insult to
collective.
injury, isn't it?
It is, absolutely. When you think that Tony Blair took us into a false war, a war that should never have happened. It was illegal. The man was knighted. In fact, in my opinion, he should be put in jail for what he did.
Mm-hmm.
He has single-handedly been one of the worst prime ministers, and that takes some beating, Keir Starmer, that a country's ever known. When you consider all the things that we're suffering from now as a result because of his policies in the 90s. And I think that Keir Starmer is not far behind him, is he? He's not.
No.
The biggest thing about Keir Starmer for you is manifesto promises, isn't it?
Yeah, he lied. He's a gaslighter. And every time I say this, he's a political gaslighter. If I was to basically have him arrested for lying and threatening and, squandering our money, that comes under coercive and controlling behaviour. He would be arrested if I was in a relationship with him. We as the people are in a relationship with him because he is our leader. And I didn't vote him in and I didn't ask for him. It's almost like having a stalker. For the people that wanted to it's an arranged marriage, isn't it? I don't want to be with him.
No, I don't want to be with him either. Let's know if you want to be with him. Keir Starmer, we do not want to be in a marriage with you.
No.
You're gone, mate. The divorce papers are right here. They're being signed right now. You're off. We don't want nothing to do with you. In fact, more and more people, it's been reported, are now leaving the country, especially people who are wealthy, because they're fed up of Keir Starmer.
I would be completely.
And it's not just because they're being taxed, because let's be honest, if you're a millionaire, paying more tax, doesn't really bother. It's a drop in the ocean. I just think it's the way the country's being run. A lot of people are going to Poland.
Apparently, it is the safest place in the world.
Yeah, apparently so. But they have brilliant borders there where illegal immigration is not as much of a problem. And I think the Hungarian president, Viktor Orban's doing the same as well. So if you notice, we have open border policy in this country where people can come from all over the world and we just take them in because we're Christian and we're supposed to be tolerant and because we're British and everything else. But what's happened is it's changed the demographics of our country massively. And people are afraid to walk the streets at night. Now if you're white, you're in the minority. It feels like that, but I want to tell you, you're not. Here in Wales, I think a recent survey showed that 93% of people in Wales are still white and Welsh. Homogeneous, is that the word? It's not. Is that the right word? Homogeneous.
Even if it isn't,
to
it
Wales. It does, doesn't it? And I posted something on X the other day about JD Sports. They put out a picture of their football kit that they launched, and there wasn't one white person in there. So much for diversity, eh? I wonder what their policy looks like. Had 3.7 million views. Well,
I think that's gone viral, my friend.
Just like to point that out. Yeah.
Mine nearly went viral.
Yeah.
But it was Ben Habib, and it went up to 2 million.
2
Yours
million.
has gone up to
3.9 million. Anyway,
You beat me. You beat me.
Good analogy. That is a good analogy. It is a marriage, an abusive relationship they're in with Keir Starmer, and that's why he needs to go. Now we're working through your comments before we hit the next story. But keeping on point, Keir Starmer.
Keir Starmer's got stage 4 diabetes.
I love that. I love that.
Well said, Martin.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stage 4 diabetes. Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
I actually love that.
I'm just reading the comments on the side. If I go a bit things, I'm trying, and I can't see because I've got my eyes on, and my glasses need cleaning as well. But we wanted to move on with the story, don't we? Because we want to talk about another issue that faces our country, and that's the freedom of speech and cancel culture.
Yeah.
Because we've experienced it firsthand.
I mean, just actually talking about that, even some of the memorials, some of today's, like meetups, parades, respect, absolutely cancelled.
The Christmas thing as well, Christmas lights.
Don't get me started on that. Sheffield lights. We're not allowed to. We're not allowed to have the Christmas lights on for safety reasons.
Yeah, that's
they are citing safety reasons.
But when a Remembrance Sunday service gets cancelled because they're afraid of offending people from other kind of cultures.
It was in Liverpool, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In Liverpool, it was cancelled. And today one of the ladies spoke and just said, look, in Wales, we will stand together and we will never allow the cancel culture to stop us meeting and celebrating our veterans and our heroes.
Absolutely. Now, some of you just joined us, and so bear with us, those of you who joined from the start of the show, because I want to play a little bit of this clip again. I want you to listen to what Patrick has to say at the memorial, at the Remembrance service today. Listen.
My name is Patrick Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
And I'm here to pay a tribute to my old comrades that was in the military with us. Some of them are long gone now, I'm afraid. Age has taken us mostly, but war has also taken some of them. And the thing is, you never forget your comrades. And we did what we did because we believed that we lived in the most wonderful country in the world.
Now, I want to go back now. We did what we did because we believed we lived in the most beautiful country in the world. And I think that is what many of us remember our country being so great when we were growing up. Yeah. It was very different to what it is now. I'd love to hear your thoughts. We'd love to know what you think about the country you grew up in when you were younger compared to what you're seeing now. Because it seems road, doesn't it? Every time we wake up in the morning, I'll phone you or message you wherever I am and what's going on today. And it's always the same kind of stuff. There's always bad things happening, isn't it, around the world. And it's not because we're just social media kind of geeks, because we love to know what's going on, loads of information, loads of news. It's just there in front of you, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, we've got here, so I've been to the Sheffield Christmas lights for over 40 years and the lights never damaged anybody. And that's the point. We have a Muslim MP and councillor who is actually decided that this is going to be a hazard. Please tell me why. Like you said, you've been there for 40 years and now all of a sudden it's become a hazard. How?
Health and safety in it.
I mean, you can't, look, the indoctrination is real. It is.
Is it net zero lights, or are they like...
it's not net zero lights.
Is Ed Miliband anything to do with it?
It's because it's a Christian festival. It's because it's solidarity between people. It's because we have a group of people that will come together and celebrate a festival that they do not want us to celebrate.
So they don't like baby Jesus in a manger?
I don't think so.
They don't, do they?
No.
Caroline's on tonight. I'm not commenting on Keir Starmer after the other night.
So Caroline, she posted something and we were talking about Keir Starmer, and she put, it said Caroline Smith is a wanker, but she meant Keir Starmer is a wanker.
Bex has commented here as well.
Hello, Andy. Andy's on again.
Thank you for catching us up.
Heartbreaking, national pride being demonised as fascism.
Just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. They are the very thing they accuse you of. Today I've had a barrage of people accuse me of being a racist, woke, being...
How are you being called woke? This still is confusing me. Like, what does it... Like, I was trying to say yesterday, we have awake and then we have woke. Woke is not the same as awake. We understand what's going on, but everybody is trying to flip the narrative. So we, for standing up for our country, have become fascists. And we are racist. And we are far-right fellas.
I mean, I could read some of the comments out. There's lots on here, but something I can't really mention. I've been called a racist. I've been called a woke. I've been called a see you next Tuesday. I've been called all kinds of things on here. But that's the world of social media, and I don't mind on X. I can take it. You've got to be thick-skinned. That's another thing. You've got to be thick-skinned. I'm spitting. Did you see that then?
No, I didn't.
You've got to be thick-skinned when you are on doing this kind of stuff, whether you're on Facebook, social media, pumping stuff out, and you're reporting on stuff, and you're engaging with the public. You've got to be thick-skinned in here, because you can take it personal sometimes, can't you?
Yeah.
Have you been called anything on social media?
Loads. Literally loads.
Yeah.
And I just let it go over my head because I find it really funny.
I've seen you react, though.
What do you mean?
I've seen you on our X account, on Lands of Saints and Sinners, but you have a wonderful way
I'm telling them.
I think I'm showing you some examples, because you have this wonderful way. Someone attacks you and says, "Oh, you're racist," and you go, "My darling." And then you just want to explain to me. Yeah.
You're racist.
Do your posh act.
Okay. Well, thank you, my darling. I totally appreciate your comment today. However, I would just like to ask why you would say such a thing when actually, and I'll just ramble off.
You do it. It's brilliant.
But I do it in a way that is really old English and ridiculous.
But then they end up liking you and following the.
We become friends.
Yeah.
So there was somebody who was following Reform, and every time we put anything about advance, she was just like, "You are this, you are that," and I said, "Look, you believe in what you believe in. I believe in what I believe in. So why can't we just be friends?
Yeah.
Why can't we just be equal? It's just that I have a different opinion to you, and that is okay." What the government are trying to do in the divide, and the divide is real. I will say this every single day for the rest of my life. The government are trying to influence us all to continually be at each other and calling each other names. And actually, there's no need for it. I have an opinion, you have an opinion, and that's okay. I respect yours, you respect mine. Job done. There doesn't need to be a fight.
No. What happens if your opinion is wrong, though?
I'm never wrong. Oh gosh. So C-Lad, whoever C-Lad is back. I can't. You're gonna have to put your
back from the
glasses
cenotaph. Remembrance, met a lot of lovely people sharing stories. These are people that the younger generation should listen to. Take example.
Absolutely. Not the guy who was called "Shut Up" on art. Put him back up, please. I'm going to put you back up because we're naming and shaming this guy.
This guy who said pensioners should die and everything else. Let me just put him up here 1 second. So if you can find him on TikTok, you're more than welcome to send him a message to let him know what you think, because he let us know what he thought.
Which was he wanted to take a piss up against the memorial as well as the wreaths.
Yeah.
He is disgusting and he's rude and he was just so awful. It just basically war broke out on my TikTok, didn't
Absolutely, it went absolutely bonkers, and so we just wanted to bring that people's attention. That's the wonderful thing about social media, isn't it?
Okay. This guy is a wrong one.
We can expose people on here as well now.
Yeah, because he was trying to humiliate what the veterans have done, telling the old age pensioners to die, which is absolutely disgusting. And we need to protect this day and protect everybody who has survived and who is suffering with PTSD.
Yeah.
And we need to protect, the memory of this and hold it in high regard. It cannot be cancelled or ridiculed.
Absolutely, absolutely not. And of course, in relation to this guy here, we talked a lot about with the veteran. We spoke to Pat and many others today about why they fought and what they fought for. And one was for freedom of speech. And we've seen another report out today. She keeps flicking on this, and I keep going back for a reason. It's all right. A report, news press today, that Joey Barton, the ex-footballer, has been charged with a couple of tweets that he wrote about Jeremy Vine, and I think there's another woman as well. And he says he's a victim of political persecution. Now, these were some tweets that he put out, and he put them out as banter, in his own words, calling Jeremy Vine a paedophile. But
I'm not sure that's really something that you can actually say as a joke.
Have you seen Jeremy Vine on a tricycle? I mean, I wouldn't say that, but he looks a bit odd to me. But anyway, I'm not a fan. But Joey Barton is freedom of speech to express what he thinks and believes. He's been charged. It's another example of this cancel culture and the fact that you can now get done for posting stuff on X. So do you want to just share quickly that news report, Rogue, what was said?
So Joey Barton has told a jury that he believes he is the victim of a political prosecution and denied he sent alleged grossly offensive social media posts to get clicks and promote himself. He told a court that he did not intend to call broadcaster Jeremy Vine a paedophile and described it as a bad, dark, juvenile joke. The former Manchester City midfielder is on trial accused of having crossed the line between free speech and a crime. Now, that's a really good question, isn't it? What is this line? Because we, believe in freedom of speech, but there has to be a line and a boundary, because when it becomes really, really offensive, you can kind of understand that freedom of speech has not been sort of held in the regard and that kind of leverage that we're supposed to have with it.
So that would come down to rights. So our rights for freedom of speech, but then responsibility. So we are responsible for the things that we say within the right to say those things. So, for example, if you're inciting violence, hatred, and you're encouraging others to do violence, and of course, we wouldn't agree with that, would we?
No, not even slightly.
There's a couple of people I'd love to slap. Not on you, in life for real, but I wouldn't do it, would I? Because obviously you've got to be responsible. The fact that I feel like slapping somebody, what are you looking at me like that for? Why are you looking at me like that for? You want to know who it is, don't you?
Yeah.
I'll tell you later. I'm not going to tell you on air, am I? I'll tell you later. I'll tell you after the show in the post-production. But I'm sure, let us know.
And he just said, I have not at any point tried to cause distress or anxiety or risk his life or his daughter's lives. I don't want people to fear for their lives. I'm also a dad. I cannot believe I'm on trial for this. Words on a social media site. But then that takes us back to Lucy Connolly.
Yeah, absolutely. She was put into prison, unlawfully, in my opinion, because she posted something on her Facebook. She later apologized for those remarks from the Southport killings, those 3 beautiful young girls who were murdered brutally by that animal. And she was somebody put into prison for 18 months, and she's recently come out, as you know, posting something on social media. We've had many people to sound to. Tom Robinson would be a perfect example as well. We'd have Peter, what's his name, guy that's another one that's just come out actually as well. We've had quite a few. And these are political prisoners. They should not be in prison for posting stuff on social media. One of the greatest speech platforms, free speech platforms we have, is X, thanks to Elon Musk. The others, take for example TikTok, which you love your TikToks, and I know. But how much censorship have you seen on TikTok when you're trying to post something about everything and anything? How much have you seen? How much censorship have you seen? Because I know you're busy reading the comments.
I am reading the comments, but censorship is huge. Like literally anything I say, it just gets censored.
Yeah,
and it is really quite boring, because you can't say illegal immigrants. You can't say anything else that actually could be deemed as offensive when actually it's not offensive.
Absolutely.
Because it's fact.
But the thing is with TikTok, I keep saying this to you, it's censored too heavily, isn't it?
It is.
So people have been telling us to do it on Facebook. I don't know what you guys think, because we're on YouTube right now, and I know we're on X. I'm not sure if the X connection's working. I just checked now. It seems a bit wonky, but we're here on YouTube. By the way, thank you to all our subscribers. Big love. Please, if you're not following us, subscribe to the channel, share the broadcast.
Can you just, for Caroline, because Caroline's asking, what was the horrible man on TikTok called? Can you put that thing up again? Okay, Caroline, have a look at this.
This is the guy from TikTok.
I don't know how to work this section that he's doing. So this is him. So he is at 420 today.
Yeah. So
and his actual name is Shut Up. At 420 today.
That's his handle.
Yeah. Excuse me. Not nice person at all in what he was saying. It was pretty horrific. And I just felt so protective of what it just drove me mad. I just felt so protective, because these people had lost their lives. These people that were still there in their wheelchairs, or they were walking about crying because they had gone through the trauma of all of this. You have this guy saying he'd like to piss on their wreaths. What the actual...
Fuck.
Yeah.
Did I just say that? Did I just jump out of my mouth?
You said that, and I am proud of you.
Well, I'm the saint apparently, you're the sinner. For those of you who missed it, watch this again, because if you missed the intro, I just love playing.
Just stop it. No.
I just love that.
I'm sure you do.
I love that. I love watching
Well, thank you to whomever made it for me, and I am very grateful for it.
We're going to come to comments in a second. We're going to go to the... Do you want to go to the final story yet? What time are we on? We got 15 minutes left of our Sunday Night Live. This is the first Sunday Night Live. We were going to do a roundup of the newspapers, but because it's Remembrance Sunday, then we decided not to do that, just to do off-the-cuff stuff tonight, didn't we? But we're going to do... By the way, we're going to be doing this weekly, and when we can as well, as much as often as often as we can.
Every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
And I think we'll be here with a roundup of the week and what's been happening, and we will give it to you in our ridiculous way.
Yeah, absolutely. And what we're going to do as well, we're going to have guests on. We had Paul Burgess on last night. We got a whole list of people that we've said we're going to invite on, and they've agreed to come on. So we're excited about that, Rogue, aren't we? Because we get to hear other people as well, not just our voices. And that's if you can understand.
So Ray has said that he does quite a bit on Facebook. He just is very careful how he words things. Well, we've got we're in a group, and basically we're content creators, and they're saying also that actually they're doing really well with Facebook at the moment, and they're not having to be that careful. So are we having to be careful, or we're not having to be careful? I need to know what's going on.
Yeah. If we can keep the comments clean, ladies and gentlemen, I'd appreciate that.
Why? What was just said?
Oh, someone said I needed to take a certain tablet. But anyway.
Guess what? Who we've got on here? Freedom fighter from Wolverhampton.
Whoa,
Nikki!
Oh,
we love Nikki.
Nikki's our friend.
Nikki's amazing.
Wolverhampton
babes.
Another one who's passionate, who's wide awake as well to
Wide.
the agenda.
Awake, understands
so
it all.
It's great to have him on tonight, and we're just going to come to the last one in a few minutes, not just yet, but we're going to take some of your comments and questions. If any questions you'd like to ask us, please feel free to do so. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Follow us here on YouTube, and of course on X at Land Sinners, and on TikTok as well, your favourite platform.
Yes, I do quite like it. I'm just looking at this. Christmas is set to be bigger and better than ever. This year, Sheffield will be hosting a full weekend of Christmas activities and performances in the place of a Christmas light switch event. Why are you turning the lights off? That is where everybody goes. This is a tradition where everybody has to go and sing. I'm afraid if this is tradition, why are we breaking tradition? It's just really, really important that we can actually go and continue. Like Danuta, she's been there for 40 years.
Yeah.
And now it's not happening.
You've got to think about these lights in here.
I have, yeah.
You really are.
I love a good Christmas light.
Yeah, I think you should get a petition together. That's what you should do. Get a
That's
petition
what we
together.
should do.
Nick is saying,
Let
let the people rise. That's absolutely right, because we have to stand up right now for our country more than ever. And it was a solemn reminder today at the cenotaph when we went and paid our respect and tribute to us, what we're fighting for. Because we don't just come into the studio here and just do these kind of podcasts and broadcasts. We're out and about meeting people all across Wales. We've had the wonderful opportunity of meeting so many people who are putting their shoulder behind the wheel of change and wanting to make a difference. And that's getting, for us at the moment, getting involved with Advance UK has been the way that they've done that. That's the vehicle that we're using, because they're the levers of democracy that we have. And it's been amazing to see the amount of people and the kinds of people from all walks of life who are saying, we've had enough of what's going on with this government. We need change. We're 4 years away from the next election, and they're putting their weight, their shoulder behind the wheel, Rogue, aren't they?
Caroline is saying that the at 4:20, yes, Rich, today account is showing as private and locked. Well, I think possibly because I actually shared him into the group, and
he's gone private.
I think he's gone private. Yeah. See, it does work.
Karma.
You can't have it is karma. You can't have him going around saying that he wants to piss on wreaths and actually say that the veterans should be dead and that we should be respecting the Muslims and the Sikhs. You just can't be saying that shit. It's like, this is a day that we remember, and we can all remember it individually how we need to remember it. Yeah. You don't need to start attacking our veterans. I think it's absolutely disgusting. There is somebody else that's attacking our veterans, isn't there?
Mm-hmm. Who's that?
I'm not even.
Go on. Do you want to come in on that one then? Was that kind of a kind of loop for me to come in?
No, because it's not Shabana Mahmood. It's the other one.
Sure, you lost me.
What's her name? Come on.
Oh, Lisa Nandy. Oh, yeah, let me just get her. Lisa Nandy was doing the rounds today. She was on Laura Kunsberg this morning. Let me just find her for you. She's just here. Just check this out. I think this is the video. Let me just check.
To the football. I love going to the football. They have pies there, hot dogs and burgers too. Did I mention pie?
I think that was the wrong video.
I think you.
Sorry about that, folks. We got the wrong video there. Let me just get it again. 1 second.
To the football. I love going to the football. They have pies there, hot dogs and burgers too. Did I mention pie?
Wrong again.
Is that the wrong
I
video?
will do it this time.
Okay.
Are we ready?
Okay.
Now, right now, and all over this morning's papers, the BBC's under fire for decisions made about its news coverage. One of the particular claims is about what's described as a misleading edit about a Donald Trump speech from the day of the Capitol riots in 2021. I just wonder, have you watched it, and did you think it was misleading?
I have watched it. What I haven't seen is the full version of the interview versus the clips that the Panorama programme showed. But I have discussed the range of issues that that were raised in the email that was leaked to the BBC. It isn't just about the Panorama programme, although that is incredibly serious. There are a series of very serious allegations made, the most serious of which is that there is systemic bias in the way that difficult issues are reported at the BBC. I've spoken to the chairman this week.
To the football, I love going to the football. They have
I keep playing the wrong one. Sorry about that, folks.
He's not sorry at all.
That was the culture secretary, Lisa.
Telling pork pies.
Telling pork pies, yeah. Let's be honest.
It is.
Yeah.
It's Sultana. Thank
did-
you. I was saying if anybody was actually listening.
Mhm. She definitely knew what was in that report, right? You cannot be the culture secretary and not know what the BBC is pushing out there. And they told lies about Trump during his election campaign. Let's be quite
Deflecting
frank,
the issues
Absolutely.
about the BBC.
Sultana, what did Sultana do?
Hi Bex, love you with all my heart.
Hi Bex, evening. What did Sultana do in the House of Commons this week? She got up and she literally just had to go at our veterans.
Yeah, she ambassaded
because
them.
a veteran had been given compensation, and rightly so. I think it was in Northern Ireland, I believe, or something around that time. And she got up and insulted our veterans. How dare she? I think Lawrence Fox took to X and had a right pop at her. She's had a pop back at him. I'd seen some exchanges earlier this evening where she called him a racist and everything else.
It's just an easy word to go to, isn't it? Everybody is
yeah.
calling us racist for standing up for what we believe in.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
If you aren't being called a racist yet, then you must be living under a rock. I mean, let's be quite frank about it, because, you know, if you speak out about anything, especially if you love your country and you love, you know, where you've come from, you love your history, you don't apologize for it. It's our history for a reason, and it's part of who we are as a people. And I think we need to celebrate our history, celebrate our culture, where we've come from, and not apologize for it, not in the slightest. So
Andy has said they should not be allowed to resign. They should be sacked without any of their golden handshake pensions.
Couldn't agree even more.
Even more? You couldn't agree
Is that-
more.
is that
Any
word?
more.
You always correct me on my English.
Oh, it's because you're Welsh.
I
Do you know
know.
his first language was Welsh? He could not speak English until the age of 9.
Like Uncle Bryn, not Gavin and Stacey.
You are a bit like Uncle Ben, aren't you?
Oh, those omelets, love. I got a thing here, boys, called a GPS. Gav, it's amazing. You put in the address, it takes you right to the front door.
You actually look like Uncle Bryn.
Oh, it's my head. It's chronic, isn't it? It's lovely. Isn't it?
Literally,
Anyway.
Uncle Bryn.
Uncle Bryn.
So
Gavin
the
and
last
Stacey.
thing.
Yeah, so our last thing tonight on this show, we put the show together last minute, really, because we've been doing a lot today with Remembrance Service and everything else, and we've been broadcasting. You broadcasted the whole thing live. In fact, it's right here on our YouTube channel. If you want to see what happened here in Mid Wales today, check out the video.
So sorry. I'm so sorry.
Go on.
So Tana got insulted because someone put her face on a packet of raisins.
Did she set up a party with Jeremy Corbyn called Your Party, and then she got done or something?
Yeah.
She taken. It was all a bit. I mean, I called it Jezbollah Party because that's what it was, and he's a big Hamas supporter. Let's be quite honest, and they're a terrorist group, to be honest with you. And these pro-Palestinian. Oh, I wish I'd got some of that stuff in here. Have you noticed that these pro-Palestinian marches, they've all got their faces covered, dressed in black, like they're ready for war, like military style.
Yeah.
You know, rather than groups like the Pink Ladies or the Great British Strike with Richie Rogue, we've been on his show a couple of, was it last week? You know, when we go to protest, we're proud, we show our faces.
Yeah.
You know, we raise our flag, we raise the colours, the Union Jack, you know, the Welsh flag, the St. George, the Scottish flag. We don't hide, do we?
No, but there is, I'm just wondering, this is just me putting it out there. I understand that they're hiding their faces, but they're also aware of facial recognition.
Mm-hmm.
So facial recognition actually reveals who you are and what you're doing. So are we being stupid and not covering our faces?
I'm going to start wearing a hijab. I'm going to start wearing a hijab. Then my face will be covered. Then they don't know who I am until I
Andy
speak.
says only cowards hide their faces.
Yeah, until I speak, then they'll know it's me. My
Cost
voice.
of living prohibiting haircuts, Rich.
Yeah, that's what it is. I can't afford a haircut. Thank you for that, or a trim. I appreciate that. Yes, and we're going to come on. At least Richie, you have hair. I'm very follically chat. I love that. Ray,
we
you're
love you,
handsome.
Ray.
We love you, Ray.
You're just
You're
very handsome. Although you get me banned on my TikTok.
Yeah,
vibes.
you did. You got a band last night, I think it was. But at the same time, Ray, you've got one of those gravelly voices. You remind me of an East End gangster.
That's what you
Gangster.
said.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, but I love it. I love
Bit of a
it.
diamond geezer.
Ray should be on a film like Lock, Stock and Barrel. He sounds like one of those characters.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. Love him. So we're going to come to our final chunk of the show tonight as time is swiftly moving on. And it is this. We're going to talk a little bit about something that was in the news, the papers today. And I'm just going to find it here. Just give me 2 seconds. Bear with me if I can find it. It's this article. Rogue, over to you.
So, asylum seekers are to be offered £100 a week to leave hotels. The Labour will trial schemes paying migrants weekly stipend to live with family or friends in the UK. Now, I called this in July.
You did. You're back in
In
July.
July, I called it, and here
We're going to show it now. But
It's
just
a
before we
video.
go to that clip, I need to say something.
what?
I got a confession.
What?
I'll tell you later.
You didn't
I'm
believe me,
joking.
did you?
No, actually, what she said came true because the Labour government are paying asylum seekers £100 a week
Yeah.
to leave hotels. This is Keir Starmer's way of saying we're going to get rid of asylum seeker hotels, and this is how we're going to do it. We're going to give them £100 of your money, taxpayers' money, for free
£100
a week.
to go and find a
Mhm.
family or an individual to go and live with.
Which we know what happened there with Wayne Broadhurst, with an asylum seeker, an Afghan migrant who came here illegally in 2021, who absolutely murdered him on the street in cold blood. And he was living with a father and son at the time who he chased and pursued down the street.
Why haven't they said his name yet?
Wayne Broadhurst. We will
Wayne
always say his name. Say his name
Broadhurst.
loud
We
and
have
clear.
to say his name.
But this article about asylum seekers being given £100 a week, being paid to go and live with people, watch this, because Rogue, you prophesied this, and I like to call it that, just a few months ago.
Series, years and years. This was preempted in 2019, and lo and behold, it is coming into fruition. As reported in the big issue in March this year, the housing charity Housing Justice is proposing to use your spare bedrooms to house illegal immigrants to stop them from being homeless. In essence, what they're trying to do is allow us, very graciously, to house these illegal immigrants to get them out of hotels because they have been overrun by undocumented males coming over to the UK and taking our benefits and taking anything else they can, as well as them smuggling in their weapons and God knows what else, apparently scabies. So whose rooms are they going to commandeer first? Is it going to be the elite, the rich and the wealthy, or is it going to be the poor in the social housing? I think we know the answer to that one. Angela Rayner with her 3 homes. I bet she is at the back of the queue. So what's your message to Angela Rayner? What would you like to say to her? Are you willing to put your home at risk? Are you willing to put your family at risk? Are you willing to put your dogs and your animals at risk? I know that I'm not. And I have a very strong message for Angela Rayner. But it's not about me. This is a platform where you speak up and you share what you truly think. Now, please, we'd love to hear your comments and we'd love to hear your thoughts. Give us a follow, give us a subscribe, and let us know what you think. Angela Rayner, you're a disgrace to this country. Now, fuck off.
So I actually put that together in July.
Yeah.
It might be June, actually July. So that was a preempting of what is now happening. It is in our papers and they are stipulating that the £100 is going to be given so that they can go out into independent people, into family homes. But look, we have just recently seen as well in the papers that there was 2 gay men that were actually beheaded.
Mhm.
They took in an illegal immigrant, an undocumented male, and they were actually severed and put into a suitcase.
Well, isn't Islam a peaceful religion?
Apparently so.
Apparently so, isn't it? So, are we going to photo of those 2 guys? I think we've got one on here somewhere. Rogue, have we not?
Yeah.
Or should we just go to the comments now? We want to talk a little bit about the issues around asylum in this country because, of course, it's completely out of control. Anybody with half a brain cell will know that having open border policies in this country has been an economical and a societal disaster for our country. And, we're seeing it not just in Epping, which is has been in the news a lot, but also in my hometown of Llanelli, Strally Park Hotel, which was used to house asylum seekers. But members of that community in Llanelli came together for 100 days, camped outside the hotel, and they managed to get the government to do a U-turn to ship every single one of them out.
But look what's just been said here. You can blame all of those who protested outside the hotels. So that is the stance of ploughed and plunderer.
In referral to what, you can blame all those who protested outside the
The
hotel.
fact that he is now
absolutely
giving people
not.
£100 to them.
All he's doing is moving the problem from one place to another, and they're moving to communities of HMOs, and landlords are being paid extortionate amounts of money by the government, by the way, because this is one side you don't know. The government under Keir Starmer, what they're doing is they're paying landlords 3 times the rent that they would get in normal social housing, 3 times upfront for 6 years, was it? The research we've done, 6 years upfront, private landlords would get the rent for these asylum seekers, which we're talking in some cases, those with multiple occupancy in HMOs, you know, multiple properties, getting millions and millions of pounds of government money, taxpayers' money. So it's no surprise that these private landlords are doing that. And so I seen a guy on X who's a private landlord who's come out and said, I'm not going to do this. I was offered this by the government, but I'm not going to fall for that trap, because he has a moral conscience, you know, and he doesn't want to do that. So you're a private landlord, say no to asylum seekers living in your properties.
They should all go and stay with the lefty supporters first and foremost. Time they put their money where their mouths are.
Gary
Absolutely.
Lineker, Gary Neville.
Yeah.
You know, I remember when it all kicked off about, you know, illegal immigrants, and Gary virtue signaling, virtue signaling Lineker said, oh, you know, we should be this, we should be that, until he was challenged. Well, why don't they come and live with you in your multi-million-pound mansion, whatever it is, in London and Venice and where else you live around the world? No. Did he? No, he didn't have one single.
And nor did Angela Rayner with
Absolutely.
her 3 houses.
Oh,
and this
yeah,
is part of
yeah.
the issue. I was trying to challenge her back then and say, you need to take these people in. Don't put it on us. And if you haven't watched Years and Years on Netflix, then I really suggest that you do. It is actually like a like Mystic Jojo, a foretelling. And it's really, really important that we watch stuff, because actually the BBC and other TV shows will actually reveal what's to come, because there is a script that they're working with.
We always end up on the agenda, don't we? Whenever we finish a show towards the end, we
Has
always
to
come
be.
to- yeah, because that's what's happening, and we know what's going on. We know the globalist agenda that's at play. We're aware of these super international powers like the WEF, the WHO, the UN, that have their tentacles in our domestic politics. They don't belong here, because Parliament should be sovereign, but unfortunately it's not, and we need to fight for that sovereignty once again, because Brexit didn't deliver it, did it, Rogue? And so that's what the fight is about.
So Taffy Duffett, who I think I know who this is. I think I know who you are from TikTok, and you are now coming over here. You are saying, at least in the hotels, you know where they are, process them quickly, deport those that aren't valid.
There's nothing to process. If you come here illegally, you should be immediately deported. You don't need processing. You come here with no documents. We don't know who you are, which country you've come from, we know nothing about your background, your activities, or the country in which you came of origin. But you've come from a country that you say you're fleeing war, which is France. Unfortunately, France, last time I checked, is not in the middle of a war or a famine. So the French government, our government, are responsible for an open border policy that is absolutely shocking. Even yesterday, over 500, I think it was, people crossed the English Channel, risking their lives to come here for a better life, because our government is a soft touch, because we give them benefits. And people argue, well, they don't get much. Well, they do. They get a lot more than those living on our streets, don't they? And I think it's about time the government took a serious approach to this. Shut the borders, deport a lot of them, get rid of foreign nationals in our prisons. We don't want them here. We've got undocumented males living in our communities that are terrorizing young girls and women, and enough is enough. If you don't like it, tough. I've just said it. There
you go. Ray said, and don't forget they pay for the refurbishment of the house afterwards.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I mean, even afterwards, they pay for it.
The government. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's great if you can get the work in it.
Yeah.
Absolutely shocking. And we were just talking today, weren't we, Rogue, about the state of the country and the amount of information that you can gather in, and how it gets into your head and you think, what is going on? But you've got to keep calm in the middle of all of it and realise that we have to bring solutions, not just the problems. And that's why I think we've been engaging in politics for some time now, with Advance UK, of course, that we're with. But we've been doing a lot of things, haven't we?
We've got another comment here. The economy is tanking. Trump broke his own record for longest shutdown ever. 153,000 layoffs were announced in October, a 22-year high. Nothing is cheaper. A third of the WH was demolished by a felon.
Yeah,
I'm trying to read that with my eye.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about this earlier. It might have been last night's show actually, about the cost of living. You remember when you used to go to Tesco's or Asda, because other supermarkets are available for us. You used to go shopping and you'd fill a trolley like for £100. Now, like you can barely fill a trolley for £300. You're like, what? A basket will cost you £100. Like, what has happened to the cost of the food that we used to eat? And I've noticed as well, if anyone else has been on a diet where you want to eat healthy, how expensive is it?
It's ridiculous.
Healthy?
Absolutely ridiculous.
You've got a plan, like, because you like to grow your own food, don't you?
I love growing my own food, and I think it's just safer because it hasn't been sprayed, and I know what I've put on my veg and my on my ground. I also know that there are you can never truly know that your ground is completely safe because you can get radon, you can get loads of other things like kicking off around the area. But I know they taste so much nicer when you've grown them yourself because you appreciate it more. And actually, you've
Do you know what?
time.
Should we get Ray on? Should we get him on?
Can we?
Ray, do you want to come on? I can send you a link, actually. Yeah, we can do that. Yes, I'd love to get Ray on the show tonight.
And you can smoke on here, right?
Yeah, you can do.
You can say.
Let me just send you a link here, Ray. You don't have to, but it'd be great to have you on.
In fact, yes, sir.
Is it this one here, or just bear
just
with
press
me?
it again. Invite guest there.
Invite guest. Copy link. I'll send this to myself. We're still on here. Just bear with me. We're just going to send Ray an invite because we want him to come on. I'm going to send this to myself, and then I'm going to send it then to Ray. We're back on. We're still on screen. Okay. Yes, we're going to bring Ray on. Ray is an interesting character, actually. Do you want to tell the folks a little bit about Ray? Because you had a great conversation with him.
Ray is phenomenal. He is a counsellor, and he is also somebody that does advocacy, and he helps so many people, but he uses his platform as a counsellor to encourage and to open the gateway where he can help people. He doesn't utilize his term counsellor for himself and to generate monies and to become completely what are you doing? You're telling me stuff now.
It's okay. She's in the middle of mid-flow and I just interrupted her there. So I've just sent you the link to Ray because I can't find him on the groups because there's so many different groups. You always put me in WhatsApp groups all the time.
I love a WhatsApp
I've got about 35 WhatsApp groups, WAGs they call them, and I'm like, oh, not another one again, Rogue, not another one. She says, yeah, you need to be in this one, you need to be in this one. I'm like, okay. They're all on mute, by the way. Have you sent Ray the invite? Have you sent
I've sent it to Ray. Ray, your invite's on your WhatsApp, it's there. You can see it. Do you know what?
I think in the future it'd be good to have some of our guests on here as well.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So let me just put on to what Andy has said. And Andy said, I've said this before and I'll keep saying it, reopen the old coal mines and repurpose them into holding centres for these illegals, UN West soldiers, 100% secure, only one way in via a lift.
That sounds good to me.
Look, there's got to be ways that we can do
it. Ray is backstage, ladies and gentlemen, so we're about to bring him on. Here we go, Ray.
To the stage.
Here we go. Yay!
Hello!
Good evening, my fellow advancers.
Ray, the floor is yours, man. It's great to have you on. No, that was.
Jeez, I tell you, you know what? You're gonna make me out to be the poor man's Jason Statham in a minute. You keep carrying on like that.
Well, you're on, mate. The floor is yours. Are you moving around there? Tell us, Ray. We had a great conversation last night. How are you doing? What's been happening in your world?
Well, no, I went to West Bletchley Remembrance there today, and I tell you, it was. Do you know what? The amount of people that were there. It's amazing. It's amazing, really. And you're talking about youngsters, younger than us guys, right? And and kids and everything else. You'll always get the one asshole because he was moaning because the kid needs to be quiet, stick a dummy in her mouth. And I found that quite was despicable, really. But it was good. It was great. It was great to see it because I missed it. I missed it last year. I normally go. It's one of those things one should attend to as a counsellor anyway. But I was actually. It's the biggest turnout I've seen at it. You know, and obviously you guys were running around causing chaos and mayhem in Wales today, were you?
Of course we were. Absolutely. It's just like hashtag standard. So what would you say to that guy?
That's what I like to hear. I'm not the only one that causes chaos and mayhem.
Absolutely. But what if you could say something to that guy that was causing havoc on our? Can you put that picture up again?
No, because I remember I said a word last night that
you can say what you want, mate, on here.
You can say what you
want.
But
you need to see this guy who was saying that he wanted to piss on the reefs and basically kill off all of the veterans. Yeah.
Well, let's just put it this way. You seem to post there. My history is both British and Irish, right? And I'm certainly not going to apologise for either. But you know what? He doesn't want to bump into me in the street.
No.
And that's about the politest way I can put it. We can use the same chant that everyone is saying about our piss poor Prime Minister. He's a wanker. And do you know what? I don't look. Do you know what? My lighting is terrible here, actually. But what I don't get is, and you know, this boils down again to, and a lot of the stinking attitude boils down to parents not being parents, where you've got 0 to 6 with kids, from 0 to 6, and I'm on the grandkids now. The kids were lovely, but you just wouldn't eat a whole one. But they were educated. Now you've got, and it all starts, and I don't care what anyone says, all the shit that we've gone through now, and all the stuff that we're allowing to happen at the minute. It all stems from education, from the home, right the way through 0 to 6 of the duck years, and where kids' brains are like sponges, and then they get, if they're not getting, what's the word I'm looking for? If they're not getting, I can't think. Sorry, the head. But if they're not getting if they're not being nurtured at home,
the right attention or discipline, that kind of.
If they're not getting nurtured at home, right?
Yeah.
And then you've got teachers who are supposed to be educators, but instead what they are is breakfast monitors and nappy changers.
Yeah.
Right? And then being forced to teach ideologies. Then myself and my missus were talking about this earlier on. What we have been celebrating, and that lovely old, wonderful 100-year-old serviceman who, what he said on ITV there, I tell you what, you know what, you sit back and you think, and he's sort of not wrong. You know, he's not wrong with the way, with the state of the country is now. Right, he's not wrong really. What did his friends put their life on the line for? They'd actually lose their lives for.
Exactly.
He's got this, and he's probably, and actually I'll be respectful about this gentleman. He is probably, all right, he's still getting his service pension, but he's probably struggling and still debating, do I put the heating on, or do I make a cup of coffee, or do I buy this, or do I, instead of being looked after and actually revered. You see, one isn't exclusively crass, right? But people like him, our servicemen, and it doesn't matter whether it was from World War II, whether it was from the Falklands or Afghanistan or Iraq, our servicemen and women, they have to be not worshipped, but they need to be revered.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
You know, and when you get a prick like that, whatever his handle is, right?
Yeah.
Needs a good kicking. So I've tried not to, but someone like him needs a good kicking, because he wouldn't be able to live the life that he has now
if it wasn't
only for people like, I can't remember his surname, but people like Alec. We wouldn't be able to debate this shit, shoot the breeze, and and everything else like this if they hadn't have put their lives on the line and lost their lives and given their lives. Otherwise we'd have had, Adolf and his groovy gang running around. So,
we've got a comment here from Rocker CB7. Our country is in deep shite. Last night in Birmingham, there was a firework attack. They were firing at buses, vans, cars, and people. It was like a war zone. I live in this city, and it's becoming very, very unsafe. Now, I've seen that video. Have you seen that video?
I've seen it, and I tell you what, I drove up through Aston there about 6 weeks ago, and I tell you what, when I used to live in Dublin, they used to say part of where I lived, I say a place feed their young, right? They'd eat their young. Now I'll tell you something. It still goes on over there. It's not a great place, but I'd actually rather live there than live in Birmingham, and that's saying something. It really is. It's. Do you know what? I used to be a locksmith and a safe engineer, right? And I worked all over London and everything else, and no-go areas. And in my early 20s and late 30s, I wouldn't give a monkeys about the no-go areas because I'd go in because I was there to provide a service, regardless.
Yeah.
Now, all right, I'm a bit worn and weathered and the wrong side of 55. But do you know what? If I was still doing what I was doing before I retired, I'd have to pick and choose, because there is certain places I wouldn't go. You couldn't pay me to go. And it's shocking that we have to take responsibility for this, because the people that haven't voted and that don't vote are responsible.
Yeah.
The people that don't, and I'll tell you what, I'll probably get abused here in a bit, but never mind. But the people like us that are now, we're involved. Rich, you've been involved in politics a lot longer than I have. Rogue, I don't know how long you've been on the periphery of politics. I mean, I've been on the periphery for about 10 years. I've been an elected councillor for me sins 7. But
for your sins.
When you've got people like us involved with someone, and I wouldn't go back into party politics only for its ben, right? And we're trying to do something, and then you've got the only other word, really, as politest word I can think of, you've got all these other wankers that we've actually elected or not elected, because I certainly didn't vote. I certainly didn't vote for Starmer. Now, for me sins, I voted for Boris. But it's we've allowed this. Those of us that have still can't see over the end of their nose with regards to Labour. Those of us that have not bothered to stick a cross in the box. Those that haven't really bothered, well, fuck me, my pay packet's gone down because I'm getting taxed to the hill. And that's regardless, because I think I did the figures there a while back, and I actually worked it out. For every pound we earn, right, or in this case, for every pound whoever works earns, as I say, I'm retired, but you are paying basically, and this is including whether you smoke, you drink, on top of everything else, and drive and everything else, and the whole kit and caboodle. 8 pence in the pound that we earn is actually ours. And then
say that again, sorry.
8 pence
in the pound. And then when we stash it away, right, we get taxed on it again.
Yeah.
I mean, basically,
from the cradle to the grave, taxed the moment you're born, and the day you die.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, I don't know, and I need to do this at some stage as well, because I've used a lot of my lives up over the last 5 or 6 years, right? But no, seriously, I'm not. I'm actually, all joking aside, I ain't joking on this, right?
No,
I've got to put something away now for me barbecue and scattering, right? Which I think if you look at the cheapest, it's about maybe $2.5 grand.
Mm-hmm.
If you go out, and I was brought up a Catholic. I won't get. I'd rather. I'm going to cause pain and misery to my kids because they're going to have to scatter me ashes in 3 different places, and they're not all in the UK. But it's, you $2.5 grand give or take for a cremation, right? You're talking for a funeral, 7, 6, 7, especially more if you want a top of the range coffin, right? And it's just, our money is not ours.
Yeah.
Regardless now of who's in power at the minute. Do you know what I mean? Regardless. And at the moment, and we know this because Elcom are taking their time, right? But at the moment, there isn't a viable, or there isn't a political party, a viable political party. There is probably 2 viable political movements, right? One is us, and one is probably Restore.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But that's it. There's nothing viable to vote for at the moment, and then none of them are worth a toss. I mean, I seen something there earlier on. I think it was on BBC. I think it was on a BBC Newsnight or Nationwide Newsnight program. There, I'd just seen it where some woman has called Richard Tice out. Now, fair play for calling him out. But she said reform are not the answer. She said, and this, and I think this is quite a few months ago. I think she said they're not the answer either. So everyone is in such a position, regardless of what we do, that there is only there is no alternative at the moment. If there was, and I still think, guys, that there's going to be a snap. This is, and I've been saying this since probably about March of this year. I think Starmer's going to be gone by the middle of January, and I think there's going to be a snap election called for this called to coincide with the locals.
Yeah, it appears that way, Ray. Look, we're gonna wrap up the show in a few moments, guys, because we've done our hour of a live broadcast. You might have noticed there, Rogue had to pop out very quickly. She had a coughing fit. Yes, you've had a sore throat today, haven't you?
Yeah, my throat has been really, really sore all day.
So we didn't know if we were going to make this broadcast tonight because
we did it.
But you pushed through.
Oh,
well done.
I know.
And I tell you why, it's because we've got a new I can't help myself, I've got to keep showing this. We've got a new promo done. In fact, we've got a few here. Ray, tell us what you think of this.
Hang on, go to the second one, please.
This one, yeah?
There's 2. So you got to choose.
Right, this is the first one. Check this out, folks. So we're undecided. That's the first intro, or do we go with this one?
There we go. We have 2 to choose from. So we've done an intro and an outro.
You had to send it to a few close friends first for their take.
And my kids.
Family members, yeah. So let my kids see it first, see what they think, and give you a thumbs up. Mum, what do I say?
I tell you something. They're both very good. What's the word I'm looking for? Very
Bollocks.
No, actually, I wasn't. I was going to be quite complimentary there. Very.
Someone said you got lovely pair of legs on there.
No, they weren't talking about me. They were talking about somebody else.
Oh God, I can't. Do you know what? I hate it since my brain. There's a word, and it's actually very apt and very. Sorry, my brain. I still ain't right after the car thing, but
so
very. I'll tell you what, look, they're brilliant. I like the first one, but the second one is better, especially with the sword in your hand.
We've been debating. No, I have to tell our viewers this, right? I've had about 16 videos sent by Rogue this afternoon, this evening. She says, "Oh, what do you think of this one? What do you think of this one?" I'm like, which one? Because there's 16 of them, and I'm like, what, you know? But we finally come to this one, and what is something I said?
It would be better if Rich was wearing the stockings.
Oh yeah.
Can we do that?
Thank you. Yeah.
Can we actually do that?
We'll get Grok to do it. Grok can do it. We'll do that.
I don't even want to go there. All right.
Yeah.
That's actually hilarious.
I don't want to go there.
Fantastic. Right, we're going to let you go because we're going to finish off the show if that's okay. We'll definitely have you back on.
Well, listen, thanks for bringing me on again.
We just love you.
We just love what you want. We just want you on. You're like Ray Winston. You got that gravelly, deep kind of gangster voice, but we know you're.
Yeah, you really are giving me a reputation. You know that.
We know you're a big softy at heart. You love people. You advocate for people, those who are vulnerable with mental health issues. We know the work that you do, and it's extraordinary. So thank you so much.
No, thank you. Actually, thank you for that. I'll take that as a compliment. That's actually appreciated.
Oh,
no, you are one of us.
And we look forward to speaking to you soon, Ray. Stay on the chat. We'll speak to you later.
I will do. Catch you later, guys. Girls.
Take care. Bye.
Well, that was great to have Ray.
I love Ray.
We love Ray, don't we?
He's amazing.
We had him on last night with Simon, and they were fantastic.
They were just bouncing off each other.
Simon, we got to get on
much
He was
fun.
great.
Yeah.
We got a whole group of guests over the next couple of weeks. So make sure you stay tuned. Don't miss a single broadcast, right? So you can hit the notify me button if you subscribe. So anytime we go live, you get a notification sent to your email and to your
And then
YouTube
you get
channel.
to see the intro and the outro.
We're definitely going to show it again a few times, aren't we? What do you want to do?
I just want to really say it. It's just...
Go on.
No, I can't. I've been told I'm not allowed to say who it is that's done it for me.
Who told you what?
Who did the intro and the outro? I'm not allowed to say, but I just need you to know that you're amazing and thank you so much for doing the intro and the outro. You worked hard all day and we appreciate you.
We do. Thank you ever so much. We can't mention your name.
No, we cannot. But next time, can we put Richie in stockings at Danuta's request?
Yeah, we'll do that as by special request. Where's our producer tonight? Where's Miss D?
She has gone. She has failed. She is not here.
She had one job. Well, she's supposed to have sent me a video tonight and I did do it myself. So I hope she's watching. Miss D, I hope you're watching tonight. That's our producer,
I bet she's not watching.
No, she's not. Don't forget, we're across all platforms as well on X at Land Sinners. We're also on, we're going to be on Facebook soon as well.
Yeah.
That's if we don't get banned off there. So
we probably will.
That'll be all right.
But anyways.
We are on X tonight, but we're not getting much traction tonight. By the way, if you're on X, please follow us at Land Sinners because it's kind of slow on X, isn't it? But YouTube and elsewhere and TikTok's been really well. We had 5,500 followers there.
Really good YouTube.
Yeah.
X,
I think we've had over 1.3 million views here on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And it's going up. We're not making any money from it, anything like that, because that's not the motive. But of course, we want to get to the stage where we are, so we can produce better programming for you, better lighting, cameras, everything else. So any support is appreciated.
She's going to send you some lipstick. Is it Richie some lipstick or the person that's done our promo?
Diolch yn fawr.
Who are you going to send it to, Danuta? I need to know.
Well, aren't you part of the lipstick
I
girls?
am. We are. Danuta, Caroline and myself. Not that Caroline actually wears it, but we are the lipstick girls. And I just love it. She's going to send it to Rich.
Thank you, Danuta. I appreciate that. Pink's my colour.
Pink is not his colour.
No.
No colour.
What kind of lipstick?
I don't know. Bright red.
Bright red.
Yeah. Anyway, I have really thoroughly enjoyed it tonight, but my voice is hurting.
It's different. I know you've been on for over an hour, and you've done really well, Rob.
Thank you.
You've done really
so
good.
have you.
Oh,
I'd like to shake your hand. Well done. Thank you
very
very
much.
Guys, we love you, and thank you so much for supporting us, and thank you for just being you and being here with us and watching our Sunday recap. Next Sunday, we will see you
Sunday.
Next Sunday.
Well, hang on a minute. Oh, let's do that again. Sorry, let's say goodbye.
Right,
so
he is just being naughty now.
No, here we go. Goodbye, folks.
Goodbye.
Ciao.
Love you.